I thought I'd talk a bit about the drugs I've taken. Weed was bad for me. I struggle with bipolar. It brought on psychosis, drug psychosis. So I got sections smoking too much weed. So it was really, really not good for me. It brought on paranoia. The only thing I thought it did was chill me out a bit, but it didn't chill me out because I was in hospital. It started a bit of sniffing some cocaine, but I didn't really know about crack. But I tried crack. That was horrendous. Do not ever, ever touch crack cocaine if you've never had it. It grabs you. It is the root. I mean, alcohol is the root of all evil, but crack cocaine, seriously, I found it as bad, if not worse, than heroin. Of how addictive it is, how much it makes you want more. It really grabs you. It really is a devil's drug. Heroin, it was a bit like the effects of weed, only worse because you get that addicted to it, not just mentally, but physically as well. Heroin and crack cocaine are, I would say, the worst drugs. There's no benefits to it. It's really pointless, even getting into starting it. I wish I really knew really how bad it was. And I wish I listened, because no one is born and wakes up and goes, oh, when I'm older, I want to be a druggie, I want to be a smackhead, I want to be a crackhead, I want to be an alky. No one wakes up and actually wants that. Do you know? I tried DMT. To be honest, that's the only drug that I've tried that I'm not going to lie, that I liked. I've only done it twice. Basically, the first time I took DMT, it was like another dimension. I literally took it and I was like, oh my God, what is this? There were colours I've not seen before. Like in the atmosphere, it was like, I thought that our eyesight was, like, you know, you get like 3D and 2D and all this. It was beyond that. It was like the future in thousands of years' time. There were a picture and there were scenes going on in things, and the being that was next to me, right, I kid you not, he had like 5 contact lenses over his eye, so he could obviously see more. It was like I could see from another animal, like other senses and other ways of seeing the world. And his skin was like, we get tattoos, but these were like imprints of maps, the galaxy, like maps of the galaxy all over, and imprinted, and all these dots and directions, and the skin was stretchy, like there were no illness, there were no cancer, it was like unbreakable. Our skin and everything, it was just something else. And you can't do DMT because you just feel like doing DMT. You've got to be invited. You're knocking on their door. This other dimension, you're knocking on their door. It will teach you a lesson if you're being out of order. It was like, I came out of that wanting to invent things. I wanted to make things and do things, and everything was beyond 3D. It was the detail, and it was either us in thousands of years or the future or another dimension altogether. Because as a human race, right, you've got to have something to bring to the table. I think that they get rid of, I don't think you're welcome there when you pass away. If you're, a rapist, a murderer, if you're going to be a really bad person, I don't think they want you there. I felt welcome, and I think that if you've got something to bring to the table, like you're trying to change your life around and you're trying to... I know someone that took DMT that told them, stop taking drugs, and they got their kids back. But then it's my addict brains going, oh, DMT were good, which I need to ignore that because I'm not taking a drug again. And it's not something you can keep taking because they will get pissed off with you. You can't. It's not something that you can just do just like that. You've got to know a lot about it. I know that they're experimenting with it in some of the universities and stuff like that, but yeah, it's something else that you just really do your research. I tried crystal meth as well. High on everything else I'd taken, it didn't do much because obviously I was that off my head on everything else. The only thing I haven't tried is acid. I tried to do shrooms. I mean, I went picking them, boiled them, dried them, and it brought a rat along because I was on gear. So I didn't have a good experience with that. Yeah, I've done pills and stuff like that, and diazids, and there's not a lot I haven't tried, to be honest. But I've always had like a very curious mind, like I wonder what that did or does, or you think, oh, it's all right, I won't get addicted. You know, people think that they won't get addicted, but they do. You're not better than everyone else, right? So just don't bother trying it because it just ruins your life. 10 years of misery I've had because of drugs and drink. So if there's a more of an awareness of it, people might not try it like I did. Sometimes I get cravings, but I just think to myself, fast forward the tape and think, my child needs me. I want to be a good role model and I want to do something with my life. I thought that'd be it, me. I'd die on drugs. I'd be just an anonymous person that's died of drugs. My family were waiting for the call off the police to say I'd died because they were that worried. I just want a better life, and I just fast forward the tape, and I think it's a spiritual awakening that's going on that's helping me from doing the step work. It's making me taking the craving come off more. I'm not thinking of it as much because it's been nearly 3 months now. The spiritual awakening's happening, so it's not at the front of my mind anymore, and I'm getting on with other stuff, and I'm going with God's will, not my will. My will doesn't work. A higher power, as I understand it, is, I don't know what it is, but there is something else. But yeah, after doing DMT, I know there's something else. I just feel like this higher power that they talk about in the rooms is really helping me stay clean. Just for today, stay clean. Just do it for today. Even if it's seconds, minutes. And get to a meeting, go to a meeting. All you can do is try your best. It's just not worth it. It is just not worth the life of misery that you get from taking drugs and drinking. It's not worth it in the long run, not if you're an addict. Some people can go, oh, yeah, I'll just have a sniff on a weekend, or I'll just have a drink on a weekend, right? They're non-addicts, right? I'm an addict, so I can't do that. It sets off the phenomenon, can't say it, of craving, the obsession. I'm allergic to drinking drugs. If you've got a nut allergy, you don't go eating nuts because it could kill you, right? So I'm allergic to drinking drugs, so I know I'm not going to take it because I'll have an allergic reaction. Jails, institutions and death. If you're allergic, don't do it. If you're an addict, you can't do it. Find something else that you like and to invest your time in. Don't give drugs and drink that power. You know, it annoys me that little bit of white rock blooming has so much power. It really does. I just think it doesn't anymore. Don't give it the power. Because you're actually worth it and you are worthy. You feel worthless. I've been spat at before. The humiliation of what you do when you're trying to get drugs and everyone you're upsetting is, you know, people lose their homes, there's people on the street and people just get mocked and bullied by society because they don't understand, but this is what I'm trying to help with, and understanding, because we need to all be here to help each other. And I'm lucky to be here, I really am.